We're in business, buddy. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what we have here is a rehabilitation watch. You need one because your sanity is at stake. Every watch obsessive is one bad decision away from financial ruin and existential despair. This is why you, my dear friends, you need a rehabilitation watch, a timepiece designed not just to tell time, but to rescue you from your own madness. Let's see if you can see this here. Look at this 46 millimeter, 200 depth resistance, mineral crystal, screw down crown. This is my third variation. I've had the whale shark. I've had the gilt, I should say, and this one is called the Lume-Zilla because it's an all-lume dial. All right, let's talk some more about this. It's also Duratec titanium coated. It practically glows like a nuclear flame. Here's what I love about this watch. I bought it as an open box, $175, not a big risk. I didn't want to spend more than $200 on my rehabilitation watch. You need a watch like this. You know what I love about a watch like this? It flips off the notion of prestige. Huge part of your rehabilitation. You need a watch that does that. Let me repeat that. It flips off the notion of prestige. Just look at that. You're in the no-lug zone, buddy. You are in the no-lug zone. This watch also will remind you that orological joy isn't reserved for four-figure price tags. So let's get into this. What is a rehab watch or a rehabilitation watch? Okay, take notes, buddy. Take notes. You think this is a joke? I'm not joking. Get your note. Take some notes here. First of all, your rehab watch, and in my case, it's this Citizen Lume-Zilla. You have to write this down. It exists outside of your normal rotation. It's a renegade, a wild card, a reminder that you don't need to strap a mortgage payment to your wrist to enjoy the hobby. Listen carefully. My 5 Seiko divers, they range in price from $1,000 to $3,400. All right. This watch here, I got for $175. Not even 20% of the lowest price of my lowest price Seiko. This disparity actually brings us to the first defining characteristic of a rehabilitation watch. The first characteristic, number one, it saves you from stress-induced cardiac arrest while traveling. Yes, the rehab watch will be your travel watch. You're navigating sketchy neighborhoods, dodging pickpockets, facing the harsh realities of airport security. You're going into sandblasting oceans. And do you really want to sweat bullets over your $3,000 prestige piece? No. This lowers the stress of your vacations and therefore is part of your rehab. You need a vacation watch. Now listen carefully. We're not going to call this a beater. Forget about it. If you thought this was a discussion about beaters, you're in the wrong house. You're in the wrong YouTube channel. You're in the wrong place. Forget about it. The second characteristic is what we call the Steve Young effect. Your rehab watch has to have what's called the Steve Young effect, which means a backup is as good as the starter. If you're uninitiated in football, Steve Young was a legendary quarterback who sat behind Joe Montana before taking over and becoming just as good. Now, if you're older, there was a dude named Earl Morrall, backed up for Bob Greasy, just as good as Greasy. Your rehab watch is just as good as the watches that it substitutes. You see this? This is your Steve Young watch. All right, we got the 2 characteristics so far. Let's go to characteristic 3. Ladies and gentlemen, the primeval effect. Look at this thing. What's primeval mean? Primeval means you're getting back to your watch origins. What brought you to the enthusiasm and enchantment and curiosity of watches to begin with? What happens, and I got this idea, I was watching a TGV video, and he has what's called a Mission Impossible watch. It's under, I think it's under $50. And he said, I can enjoy this watch just as much as my $10,000 watches. And that brings us to what I call the primeval effect. We want to strip away the toxicity of luxury. A true rehab watch reminds you that the joy of watches is not about the price tags, status flexes, influencer hype. No. It's about the primal childlike thrill. The moment you first fell in love with a watch before the fever swamp of collecting contaminated your soul with discontent, status, FOMO. It's disgusting. So what's the rule? What's the price rule for the primeval effect? I'm going to say $200 max. No exceptions. A lot of you who have a rehab watch tell me you have a Casio or a G-Shock. That works too. Getting an open box titanium diver was not a bad option for me. Let me tell you, I'm enjoying this. Oh my God, I can't believe this. We've only gone through 3 of the 4 distinguishing characteristics of a rehabilitation watch. Here we go. The 4th characteristic of this watch is it gives you a month of watch solitude, the ultimate detox from your other watches. Let me explain. You need to take your main rotation. As you know, I have 5 Seiko divers. You need to take those, whatever, I don't know what your main rotation is. You take them, you put them in a box, you stick that box somewhere inconvenient, and you commit to wearing your rehab watch for a full month. A full month. Why? Because you need to break the cycle, the constant flipping, the endless debate, the existential dread over whether you need yet another sub-variant of a Seiko 62 Moss reissue. It all needs to stop. It must cease immediately. You wear your rehab watch, I say minimum 1 month. If you want to wear it for 3 to 6 months, that's fine. Now, listen carefully. When you return to your collection, you will see it with fresh eyes. And I'm not going to judge you when you watch, when you take a look at your main rotation, when you take it out of the depths of your closet, your safe, your cave, whatever it is. When you take it out, you're going to see it with fresh eyes, and something's going to happen, and I'm not going to judge you. Either you're going to fall in love with your watches all over again with renewed enthusiasm, and that's great, I'm not judging you, or you're just going to want to wear your rehabilitation watch and sell off the ones that you're disconnected from. I'm not judging you. In fact, there are no rules. You don't know what's going to happen. You have to go through the detox process nevertheless. My friends, final verdict. You need a rehabilitation watch. You need one now. If you're a watch obsessive, teetering on the edge of existential despair, drowning in FOMO, and wondering why that new Grand Seiko hasn't fixed your soul and given you a state of completeness, you need to get a rehabilitation watch. It's not that bad on your wallet. This is the one I chose. For me, I've had 2 variations of this before, so I know it's comfortable. I know it has good lume. I like the screw down crown. I love the bezel action. I love the rubber strap. The bezel's no issue. I love the grip on the bezel. Let's see what we got here. See, I'm so OCD, I have to put it back so that it's lined up perfectly. Oh, by the way, the 2 previous titanium echo drives I had of this, the second hand did not line up with the little indices. This one does, so I got lucky on that regard. Ladies and gentlemen, tell me what you think. Have I completely lost my marbles with this whole notion of the Rehabilitation Watch? Do you think I'm onto something? Did you have one in your collection and you didn't even know it? You didn't have the word, you didn't conceptualize it like I did? Or now, did my conversation elicit a curiosity for you to get one? So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'm loving the watch. I'm going to stick to the principles of the Rehab Watch. Rehabilitation is here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, I'm out.